Pay It Forward is checking out flippers, baleen, and bones at the Bonehenge Whale Center in Beaufort. We're here with Keith Ripmaster at Bonehenge Whale Center in Beaufort. Thank you so much for having us.
My pleasure.
So you guys do a ton of different things here. What are we going to experience once we go through those doors?
You're going to see a lot of complete whale skeletons.
And you guys also do help out with mammal entanglements too.
Right. We run the North Carolina Monofilament Recovery and Recycling Program, which addresses the conservation issue of marine wildlife being entangled in fishing line. These are the two lower jaws, also called mandibles, of this girl. She's a North Atlantic right whale. She came up shore dead by Jeanette's Pier in Nag's Head after having been hit by a ship and entangled while she was nursing her fourth baby.
Oh.
The baby came ashore dead shortly after.
How'd you know she had 4 babies?
Oh, thanks for asking. From photo ID.
Yeah.
We take pictures of them. We, like a lot of people up and down the coast from boats and planes. In the case of right whales, the growths on the head called callosities are unique enough from one individual to another and enduring enough over time that can be used to identify an individual. She had her first calf when she was 18, her second when she was 22, her third when she was 25, and so on, and she died with her 4th baby. It's a tragic story.
Yeah.
It really is horrible, but this is one of the things that I like to do in here is address a conservation issue.
Speaking of conservation and entanglement, what would you say are the top causes of having whales or turtles or other, porpoises and mammals, being injured or possibly dying from?
Entanglement.
Yeah. So fishing lines?
Yes, lines associated with fishing. Other ones too, but you asked me about what the most is.
Is there anything you're doing with local fishermen to try to reduce these entanglements from happening, or is there not really much you can do with laws and regulations?
Doing things with you helps. Your being in here helps. Occasionally we have visitors, students or adults, older students mostly. But probably the main thing we're doing, sharing this story is one, and it's on the web in several places. But we started the North Carolina Monofilament Recovery and Recycling Program.
Oh, I love those.
It's copying everything Florida's done well. And they shared the graphics and the artwork and the design. So we're putting those up on beaches, docks, and piers in North Carolina with a blue sign, just trying to remind people like you and I, the beach and the ocean isn't the appropriate place for used fishing line. And this is an example of what can happen. And it's not isolated to this. I have too many examples. This is just the one I prepared.
If people come in contact with a whale or some sort of animal in the ocean that looks like it's to be in distress, how do they get in contact with y'all to go out and try to help out the situation?
I'm so glad you asked. You were asking all the best questions. And I happen to have the business card.
And what are your top tips for if you come upon an animal in distress?
Safety first. Don't touch it. If you can safely get a photo, that's very helpful. Call the number, tell us where you are, if it's dead or alive, and we'll guide further. The bonehenge.org website has a list of things you should be prepared to tell us when we respond to the call.
Well, we had a whale of a time, and make sure to come back to Halloween Sea every week as we discover how people in E&C pay it forward.